Hello everybody, in case you didn't know, my name is Antonio, and I'm going to show you our Neuron project. So since I have enough space right here, I'm going to walk you through it. Right there we have the nucleus, embedded inside of the soma, and extending from the soma are the dendrites. Continuing down, we have the axon, all the way down to the axon terminal, and surrounding it are the myelin sheaths. Now whenever you're looking at any sort of cell, the nucleus is always going to be a sort of control center. You can think of it like a mini brain. The soma, or the cell body, always just surrounds that nucleus, and it's basically pushing the information from the nucleus where it needs to go so that the actual cell, or in this case the neuron, can do its thing. The dendrites on a neuron always receive information, and the axon terminal always sends it. That information are neurotransmitters, and it does this through an action potential. But what you need to know about the myelin sheath is that these make that action potential or electrical impulse more effective. That's because they're insulators, and they keep the electrical impulse from dissipating as it goes along the sheath. It's worth noting that on each of the ends of this axon terminal, there's a synapse, and when these meet, the dendrites and the axon terminal, it forms the full synaptic cleft. Now that that part's wrapped up and over with, let's get into the summary where we fill in the blanks. And of course, the main job of the neuron is neurotransmission. Without wasting any time, neurotransmission is the process by which neurotransmitters are received and sent out by the dendrites and axon terminal respectively. I'd like to pass this off to my friends from Ms. Carter's class.
Hi, my name is Samira from Ms. Carter's class, or however else you may know me. So basically, we're just going to continue what Antonio said. And so basically, in that process by which the signals are being received and sent out, two neurons will come together at their sending and their receiving sites, and it'll form what is called a synapse. So basically, the one that is sending out the signals is going to be the presynaptic neuron, and releases the neurotransmitters through the axon terminal into the synapse. And the one that receives those signals, the part that receives those messages, is going to be the postsynaptic neuron. And it catches the neurotransmitters, it takes those messages in, and it does the cool stuff. That's it. So I'm going to pass it on to Savannah, who's going to explain some more about this whole process to you guys. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Savannah from Ms. Carter's class. So, this transmission is achieved through an action potential, a brief electrical impulse that determines whether the neuron fires or not. This occurs when a neuron receives a stimulus and positive ions, such as sodium, flow into the cell, making the negatively charged interior of the neuron more positively charged. Ultimately, this depolarization generates an action potential that moves down the sheath and releases neurotransmitters. After firing, there is a brief refractory period where a neuron cannot fire again.
And that's the end. Thank you all for sitting through our extremely high-profile lesson, and even though we had to use this format out of necessity, I think it ended up working just well. End video.